Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome back to the final, what is hopefully the final episode of the China Wonder Tourism playthrough. You can see here, though, a lot of our tourists are coming from these wonders, which is exactly how we want it to be. Now, a decent amount are coming from our theatre squares and our stuff like that, but I think it's pretty clear that the majority is coming from, like, walls, the majority is coming from, like, wonders, a little bit of it is coming from seaside resorts, and the distribution of, tourists will change over the course of my empire, which is honestly kind of exciting and fun because we get to see things change, and not only how things change, but also how they stay the same. Because you know what they say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I don't know what I'm referencing there, but there's like a song or something in my head that has those lyrics. And I don't know which band it's from or who sang it, but like that song is there. Does anyone else get that? Where you're like, you're just living your life and there's like a phrase or a song or a saying inside your mind, but you actually don't remember where it's from. It's in there. It's integrated. It's part of your Jungian shadow or whatever, of your psyche. I'm also popping off just saying bullshit. If you want to sound smart, just say the word Jungian shadow. And people were like, dude, this guy knows what he's talking about. Jungian shadow? I didn't even know I had a shadow. I didn't even know I had a light. But yeah, you could just... I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that where you can just sound kind of like you're learned. You're learned. I'm pretty damn learned. Where you could just sound pretty learned. Is it learned or learned? Learned. Learned. Simpsons taught me this. Where you, like, you know, there's a few words and phrases. I feel like it's actually really easy to emulate someone intelligent. But the thing is, that crumbles really quickly when you're encountered by somebody who actually has integrated the knowledge that you're trying to emulate. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I could make an average person sound like I know a lot of shit, but the reality is, I just know like a very small amount of stuff from a wide variety of topics, and I can like extrapolate from that very small amount of information to make very broad, general statements that sound true. Now, I don't know how to make an example, but I find myself doing this all the time in like everyday conversations. I'm just gonna say some shit, or I make some like claim or whatever. Ooh, I managed to get Gustav Eiffel, who I will be using to build the Eiffel Tower for sure. That actually makes it much easier for me to build the Eiffel Tower pretty much anywhere I want it to be. So I guess the Eiffel Tower is going over here in Shanghai. I forget what I was saying. I got lost in a tangent of my own bollocks. I'm trapped in a web of my own lies and deception. That honestly sounds a little bit terrifying. What if words were physical manifestations of ideas and you could just be like, turtle, and a turtle would like fly out of your mouth at someone? That sounds terrifying. So like if you said the word web, like an actual like spider web came out of your mouth. God, why would I dream up such a terrifying, horrifying world? It's like the magic system is like accidentally telling someone they're an idiot and they like their brain shrinks. Oh God, it's like such a horrifying dystopian world that I've created. Let's go ahead and buy these 2 tiles so that I can upgrade this man-at-arms to a musketman and then actually clear this island and potentially get a settlement on it. I find though, one thing I've found, if you want to sound like witty and funny, I think one of the things to do is to have a wide variety of interests. So like be into like lots of different bands, watch a lot of different movies, read different books, stay hooked into like popular culture, which I don't do any of that shit. I'll be real with you. I like video games. That's it. The rest of it, I'm winging it. But yeah, you stay hooked into these things, and then just make like observations. So like here's an observation. Like, there's a writer in my city. It's Mary Shelley, and if I knew who Mary Shelley was, I could like ad lib like Mary Shelley. This is like a how to be witty tutorial. Mary Shelley, 1792. Frankenstein, right? So Mary Shelley, Frankenstein's monster. Now I remember that. I remember that Mary Shelley is the Frankenstein's monster lady, right? And you just like, oh, Mary Shelley, blah, 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 blah. I would like to show her my Frankenstein. No, stuff like that. You know, you just make stupid, like, observational jokes that, like, very tangentially, I don't know how to say that word. I'm going to be real with you. I actually just don't. Broadway for a 20% culture boost, or Casa. I think I'm going to go for Casa and then Broadway. that seems like a fun thing to do, is to build a couple of wonders. I'm building wonders because I can. There's no other justification for what I'm doing. Because the city, like, it doesn't need to work tiles anymore. Like, it's making an insane amount of production just from multipliers and trade routes. Yeah, but like you just have like a wide breadth of knowledge, and then make observations, and then string those observations with other things together. And you just end up sounding witty. It's kind of fascinating, actually, the concept of wittiness. I really am interested in like humor and communication and stuff like that. Like one of my dreams was to be a stand-up comedian, actually, believe it or not. Believe it or not, the person whose career is to get attention, his original dream career was to get more attention in a different way. I just did the observation thing there, right? Like, but it was more of like a self-deprecating observation. And I think, God, I don't know if there's people like me out there who like to deconstruct like language and communication like this, but I like to do that, is to try to like, how do we actually do like the nuts and bolts of like social interactions in terms of like how to be witty, how to be funny. That kind of stuff is fun to me. I don't do it all the time, but the occasional time I'll do it. I know it just is interesting. It's fun for me to like try. Now, I'm not very good at it. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not very good at it. At least I don't feel competent at it. I could be good at it. I think that's actually a difficult thing to wrap your head around, is that you might actually be good at something, but you might not feel competent. You might actually be really, really, this is like the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? And again, like this is how you sound witty and talk. And I'm not talking about the gameplay at all, because a lot of the moves that we're doing are kind of boring. St. Basil's Cathedral, though, I'm going to put as many relics in the city as possible, because that gives me extra religious tourism. What was I saying? Oh, right. Yeah, you just want to like, St. Basil's. So now these are worth 8 tourism each. Or, sorry, 16. Oh my God. Wait, what? 16? 40... 64. How is that number making sense? Oh, Voidsinger relics are better. 72 tourism per turn from St. Basil's Cathedral, by the way. Hello. And then I want to find Beijing's monument in here. There it is. And then I want to find a Voidsinger relic and put it in Beijing. And now I also want to find Beijing's art museum. What did I build in Beijing? Oh, I built an archaeological museum, I think. No. I built an art museum, so I can swap now these religious artworks in here. Oh, I guess they're religious artworks, but they don't get boosted by religious... Okay, that's fine. Look, we live and we learn new things every single day. Let's go send you to a city with gold. There you go. Goa'uld. The Goa'uld. God, I know I come back to this. I come back to this like once a year or two. But God, I want more Star Trek stuff. Or not Star Trek, sorry. God, I want more Stargate. Actually, there was a Stargate game being made that's kind of like the old Commandos games. Does anyone remember the Commandos games? I'm having a brain blast. I'm being brain blasted back into another dimension from when the Commandos games were around. I never really loved them. But there is like a Stargate game coming out based around the Commandos stuff. And it looks kind of fun. It looks kind of goofy. It looks kind of adventurous. And that's what Stargate's always been about. It's kind of a goofy adventure kind of show. God. I wish I had a waifu who would watch Stargate with me. Or, yeah. Just sit around, binging the old Stargate. Be a good old time. Or even a husbando. You know what? I'd take either at this point. Okay, so we've cleared out this island. I would like to purchase a settler. Settlers cost me about 2,000 gold. So, can I make that much money by trading? Looks like people want to buy my whales. Anyone want to buy my strategics? I love those memes, by the way. I don't know if any of you guys are on TikTok or anything like that, or like YouTube Shorts. I love those memes where like it's like a couple doing something really cute, and then it's like the reaction is like some person crying, like I'm so alone. I don't know why. I identify so much with those memes. They're so good. They're so good. They're so true and so real and so heartfelt. But also like self-deprecating and self-aware, which I really appreciate. I really, really appreciate like self-aware humor, like self-deprecation. I love self-deprecation. I love doing self-deprecation, and I love it when people do self-deprecation. I think there's like a nuclear take that like people are like, oh, if you self-deprecate, you're doing it to make people like you more because you don't value yourself. I'm like, dude, no, I'm just like, it's like I spend all of my time with myself. And like I don't want to make fun of other people, so I'm gonna make fun of myself because it's hilarious to me. You know, I'm an ape brain, barely sufficiently piloting a meat suit, hurtling through the space at the speed of 30 kilometers per second or something, and you're gonna tell me that I can't make fun of myself because sometimes, you know, the lever I pull on the meat suit doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Listen, you shut up. I love like descriptions like that where you like kind of break down the world into a way that's like, actually, yeah, that is the way the world is if you really think about that. Like a strange, weird description of the world. Like, yeah, I guess you are like an ape brain piloting a meat suit attached to a rock hurtling through space. It's because the great thing about it is that like the words themselves are kind of funny and it sounds way more profound than it is. Which is kind of funny to me too, is stuff that sounds way more profound than it actually is. Just like really tickles my brain. Oh, that's a major defeat. I need to get into defensive terrain. But yeah, like talking about Civ 6 here. This game has gone really, really well. I'm making 1,200 tourism per turn. I'm very, very close to a win. I actually need to do very, very little. But this doesn't really work on Deity. Maybe I'll do like a live stream someday where I explain why this doesn't work on Deity. You can kind of make it work, but it doesn't do as well, and it's less fun and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to plug in Heritage Tourism for an extra 30 tourism per turn. But yeah, things are going really, really well. We are getting a culture victory in 3 turns. We're making a lot of tourism. Very, very nice. I actually won this sooner than I thought I would. I thought I would win in like 10 to 20 turns. So now I got to like waffle and talk an awful lot and do action slowly in order to pad out that video for the YouTube algorithm, baby. Let's get that ski resort up. You know, still optimizing as much as you can. Choptimizing is how I like to call it. When you chop a city to optimize, that's a choptimize. Any choptimizers in the video? Drop a comment if you're a choptimizer, my bros. I was actually really hoping that I'd be able to get Eiffel Tower before I won the game. And it looks like that might not be the case. So you cannot, I just double checked it, you cannot put seaside resorts beside lakes. I always forget. We need to implement the lakeside resort, like the, oh dude, we need like a tourism expansion. We need like a modder to do a tourism expansion where you can make like hunting lodges next to camps. And then that can trigger like a world, like an emergency. It's like ban hunting in the world. You know, we have to save the animals. I made that sound like, I made the people who like care about animals sound like really awful there. But like, honestly, they're doing a good job. It's just fun to make fun of people, okay? It's in my blood, okay? It's part of being Irish. There's just that little bit of bullying that goes on. Ask anyone from Boston, okay? If you haven't been bullied and you're from Boston, you're not from Boston. If you haven't been bullied and you're Irish, you probably grew up in the latest generation because the people who were of my generation that are now having kids realized how toxic it is to actually be bullied. And that's the funny thing is we repeat, like we recognize how awful it was to be treated poorly, and then we do it anyway. We do it to other people anyway. But humans are insane. Again, meat suit, piloting, rock, flying through space. A little old gentle eruption here, and there's the Casa de Contracción, which will get me another 3 thingies. I've realized that I can actually play this game at a pace that would make most people's heads spin. I'm just going to appoint new governors just for era score because I'm a Chad. Giga Chad. But yeah, I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I can actually play this game at like a pace that is like unreasonable for most people to even fathom. Just how quickly I can like navigate the menus, and it's kind of fun to do, which is why I was talking about earlier when I discovered that I have like a secret cabal of Crusader Kings 3 players who hate me. That it was kind of fun to flex on them by showing how fast I can like navigate the game's menus. I love the fact that I have haters. It's such a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's honestly a rare privilege to have a group of people dedicated to talking crap about you. I think there are unique people out there who have a particular ability to absorb. Why is the appeal so low? Because this tile is damaged. God damn it. To absorb not criticism. What's the word I'm looking for? Like just like animosity. There's like a unique personality type that's like really adept at just taking criticism and laughing it off to an extent. Obviously, criticism eventually gets to everyone, right? Like no one's immune to it. But like, I love the oh, am I gonna die here? What if I fortify? If I fortify on the defensive, I have +10 combat strength, -6, so I'm 61 combat strength. We're actually matched on combat strength. I should be fortified. I'll be slightly stronger than him. So they should take more damage than me, and I should heal and survive. Okay, we should be fine to go. Yeah, I forget what I was saying about criticism. Yeah, but I feel like I'm pretty good at taking certain criticism. Now, you hit me at the wrong moment when I'm in a bad mood. Ooh. Fur gonna fly, okay? I'm gonna be mad. I'm going to be turbo mad. I think I can win this on the defensive. It's got to be close. But yeah, and I think the thing about the thing about absorbing criticism is that it's there's kind of two ways that it works. Either the more criticism you get, the better you get at taking it, or the more criticism you get, the more it breaks you. And I think everyone is in either camp at different times in their life. Like when you're feeling good and you're feeling secure and you're feeling rock steady, criticism bounces off you, dude, like like German AT guns off Soviet armor. You know what I mean? Those 22 millimeters just do not penetrate. Yeah, no, like, but I don't know where I'm going with that analogy. Listen, I've been watching a lot of World War II stuff and wanting to play some World War II games, playing Hearts of Iron and stuff. I do think that criticism, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell is why isn't he talking about the game, it's because we're deep in the churn, baby. We are churning and we are burning, and plus we're like a turn away from winning the game. Yeah, I think criticism just bounces off you. I don't think I'm immune to criticism, but I think right now I'm just really good at taking it. And that's partially due to practice and partially because I actually just like fighting. I like it when people criticize me. I get to have an argument. And I really like arguing with people, especially if I think I'm right or the other person's being an asshole. Oh my God, if I think the other person's being an asshole, that's like hunting season, baby. You just like open the floodgates for me to be an asshole back to you. Make friendship with Germany. I should be above the tourist threshold this turn. There is Eiffel Tour. Yep, we're above the tourist threshold. So if I pressed Shift Enter, the game would end. But I would like to at least place the Eiffel Tower and put at least one Gustav Eiffel charge into it. Boom. Yeah, so that is this whole Civilization 6 game. Wrapped up, snapped up, clapped up. Those cheeks, they were a clapping. The mouth, it was a yapping. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this game turned out. It was a very nice, chill game. And in all honesty, the reason the episodes were really short and the series was really long is because I was away. Let's Shift Enter. Oh, wait, I need to actually win the game. I forgot. Why am I doing an outro when I haven't won the game? Oops. There's the culture screen. Drink it in. This was a wonder tourism game. Now, there is a challenge.
And how they are remembered.
Wonder tourism only? I think that's like nearly impossible. I really do think that wonder tourism only is like nearly impossible, especially if you get Greece in your game on deity. It may be possible on an emperor, but on this difficulty level, very, very difficult. Very, very hard to pull off. But buildings constructed, by the way, China. Let's have a look at wonders constructed. That's kind of a fun one, actually. Wonders constructed. Hell yeah. Look at that. I was a wonder dominator. In fact, I want this to be the thumbnail. Look at these wonder. Well, that's maybe not a good thumbnail. Units lost. I didn't lose any units this game, I think. I think I killed a fair amount of barbs and stuff. Also, my rabbit was jumping on my face last night when I was trying to sleep. And now my face is all itchy and sore. So I'm going to go take an antihistamine and show off more stuff. Is there a tourism one of these? I never remember if there is. No, I think it just shows you culture. But look at that culture, boys. I didn't even get to like the ultra late game, super optimized culture stuff where you can get like 1,000 to 2,000 culture per turn. I just didn't need to. Maybe I should do this build on Immortal. Maybe I should practice it on Immortal, and then maybe I can bring it to Deity eventually. Maybe this is possible on Deity to do a wonder tourism game. That's China. We shall see. But yeah, let's go ahead and just take another little bit of a look at our empire with the UI turned off. Look at that. Ain't she a beauty? Look at it. Civilization 6 is just an incredibly satisfying game to look at, in my opinion. I think they've done an amazing job with the graphics, the art style. Like, just, you could take such beautiful panoramic screenshots. Like, you just zoom in here, do this. You know, you could camera pan slowly with your keyboard and mouse. I really do think Civilization 6 can, like, you could do like really beautiful cinematic experiences in the game. I would love to see somebody do like Civ 6 roleplay where they like take cinematic shots, and I don't know how they would do this, but like they figure out a way to like center their camera on a city, and then like if you could do a turn transition and like slowly, like every time you end your turn, here's how you would do it, I think, right? So you play your turn, you do all the stuff you need to do, and then you turn off the UI and you go to the zoom level or whatever, or stay max zoom or min zoom or whatever, right? And then you hit Shift Enter while you're in this screen. Did that work? Oh, there's like a thing. Hold on. Let me try that again. And then you Shift Enter. Does it work like that? Hold on. Yeah, you shift enter and then you switch to this and you can get like a time lapse of your empire developing. I think that would be so cool to do something like that. You know what? I might do that. I might do that sometime. Try to make like a little cool little empire time lapse. Like a one city challenge time lapse. Ooh, that would be kind of neat. It's kind of hard to do. I think the real meme, the real meme is to have two computers or two instances of Civ running. And you have one computer observing the game as an observer. And then you have another computer actually playing the game. And so you're just watching time lapses go by. Yeah, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.